my husband loves staying with
And
him.
you do have a big family support group.
And we have a fantastic family support, which we're very blessed for. So that really does help. Without all of that, there was no way I could get that balance. And my hat goes off to single mums and mums who don't have that support network.
Do you look at some people and think maybe it's not a good decision for you to have a child?
Look, everyone has their own reasons for having a child, and it's not for me to ever judge. But I feel like everyone
very diplomatic answer. It's too diplomatic.
But it's true. I mean, my reasoning might be different to someone else's, but we have our reasons and we have our
justifications. Sometimes it's just lust and being very unscrupulous.
Oh, look, it could be anything. But I know everyone needs to give the time. I mean, I say I don't give my kids 100% of my time, but when I'm with them, they have 100% of my attention. So, it's not about being there all the time, and it's a diluted relationship. No, it's about being there, and when you're there, making sure that you're always there. You know what I mean? Like, it's not. I try very hard not to. If I'm sitting with my daughter and I'm reading her a book, and we're focused. If I'm playing with her, I'm focused. If we're, whatever it is that we're doing together. I could do the cooking and she'll be sitting on the bench and talking to me. But she's there, she's learning, she's speaking to me, and we're building that relationship.
I believe that you enjoy motherhood.
I love it.
Okay, I believe I'm not going to grow you anymore.
Okay, good.
Marriage.
Do
you feel like sometimes you have to put conscious strategies in there to make it more interesting and to, keep it going for the next 422 years?
Of course. Every day is a conscious effort to make it work. You can't switch off.
We have to compliment each other 3 times a day today.
Well, it's funny. Complimenting works for me because I don't know if you've heard of the love languages. Well, no. So there's this thing called the
I think I speak them without even knowing.
You probably do.
Probably.
So love languages, every person has their own love language. What their expression of love is and how they want to receive love.
For me, it's my kind eyes.
I'll tell you your options. I'll tell you your options.
Okay, go.
So the options is 5 love languages.
Go.
And this is a book.
What's this reference?
It's called the 5 love languages. So Google it, and it's got. I
can't trust any man that writes a book called The 5 Love Languages.
Well, actually, he has so many case studies that are actually it really, really works.
That dude seems like he could have been author or like serial killer. Like, those ones that shoot people in universities.
Oh God! No.
Okay,
it's very, very good.
What's his name?
I can't remember off the top of my head now.
Okay.
But check the book out. I read it when we first got married, so this is 6 years ago. But what stuck with me were the fundamentals of it. So there are 5 love languages. One is words of affirmation. Mm-hmm. So you like words, and you like words being said to you. There is physical touch. There is quality time, so spending quality time together. There's gifts, and there's acts of kindness.
I've just ticked 5 boxes.
You're all of them.
Yeah.
Wow, your future wife is going to struggle. Actually, she's either going to struggle or it's going to be very easy for her, because whatever she does is going to tick one of those 5 boxes, which is great.
I've just made up 4 more boxes, tick them all as well.
Oh dear.
9 boxes.
So the whole point of this book is that, this idea is that, yes, it is hard work, and you have to figure out what your partner's love languages are. Even though mine might be words of affirmation, it doesn't mean my partner's is. So if mine is words of affirmation, naturally I'll say words to him, but that's not going to make a difference.
Right.
So I have to figure out, so if his are acts of service, then I need to consciously do something that is an act of service so he can feel that love.
Is it an act of service? Have you figured it out?
Yes, so we have figured it out. So yes, his is definitely acts of service. So if I do something...
So he's just getting presents all the time.
No, that's gifts.
What's our acts of service?
Acts of service.
I'll cook for you.
That's right.
Yeah.
All right. So whereas mine is words of affirmation and quality time.
Oh, you look so lovely today, and we are spending some quality time.
That's exactly right. So tick, tick. But we always do this, you call it sounds a bit corny, but you do a tank.
No, it's actually not corny, because I think happiness comes at a cost, and it's at the cost of mindfulness. So if you put in the time to see what actually makes you happy, you know what your situation is, and you have to be mindful about the way you live your life. Otherwise, if you just follow instinct, you won't be happy. Because we suck as humans sometimes. Our instincts suck.
Sometimes, that's right. If I'm feeling really moody and, if I just let that ride, then a lot will get affected. It'll be the communication with my husband will get affected, possibly the communication with my children as well, because they can see through everything. So really, you do have to be mindful, and it's hard work. It's conscious effort every time. That's
life.
And that's life. That's exactly
right. Like whenever you make a cup of tea, if you're thinking about what you're going to do tomorrow, you might put one too many sugars. I've done that too many times. You might put the wrong lid on the wrong container. I've done that so many times. Right. Anthony, idiot move. Stop it. And I slap myself. I'm like, ape Anthony.
You have to think.
But if you're always present in the moment and you're like, I'm doing this now, and if we keep thinking about the future, like right now, try and think of a scenario you've got tomorrow and predict all the different possibilities. There's billions of different possibilities. So the possibility of you getting that correct is very small. So you've just got to do your best, be prepared, and handle the situation.
There's I always think, okay, well, what's in my control and what's out of my control? So if I've got something that's in my control, I can do everything that I can to do the best in it. But everything else, it's out of my control, so you just have to let it be. And wherever it takes you, it's where you're meant to be, I guess.
So, you seem like you're happy about marriage.
Yeah, I'm pretty happy.
So you don't ever think... I'm sure there are wives out there that think, hey, maybe a different path to life would have been nice.
I'm sure there are, definitely.
I look at our culture, and whenever there's a woman that's under 23 years old marrying a person that's over 28 years old...
Look, again, I've got a friend in that situation, and she's very happy. She's very happy. So it's what you make it. It's not about...
I was very happy at 23, 24, but ask me now, I'm a whole different person.
Of course. Look, and everyone ticks in different ways, and whatever, something that makes you happy might not necessarily make someone else happy, and vice versa. So, again, it's all coming back to mindfulness. If I'm mindful about what I'm doing, if I'm mindful about how I'm raising my kids, about how what my relationships are like.
I do want to explore that though, because I feel that it's all perspective, right? I think I could have been married at 24 and been happy just because I've accepted my situation and I want to make the most out of the situation I'm in. I'm optimistic and I do love the person, and I do think I would have been happy if I took a different path to life, because I just would have made the best of the situation I'm in. And I feel that you're the same way too. I feel that if you're living in a house with 4 black men and you're sleeping with one of them, you'd be happy too.
Wow, that's a very interesting hypothetical.
I just wanted to make you uncomfortable a little bit, Lydia.
You know you can't make me uncomfortable. It's all right.
I'm sure I can.
Look,
do you feel that
what you're
it's
saying,
all perspective?
What you're saying is you're making the best out of your situation.
I feel that we all are.
Yeah, that's right. Exactly right.
And it's a survival instinct that, a lot of the time.
Yeah. When you take control, when you try and take control of your situation, then you can make the best of it. But if you constantly feel that everything is out of your control, that's when you start becoming the victim of the situation. So you have to start taking control of the situation and really do what you feel is right with your values and with your beliefs, and everything is aligned. Once everything is aligned, then whatever path you take is going to be the right one. But once everything is going in separate ways, and you're moving in a direction that you have no idea where it is, and you don't know where you're going. That's when things start going wrong. Do you agree? Or?
Yeah, I feel that you just referenced one of your PhD papers.
Did I? No, it's
Either that, or you went on a lovely rant.
I
So
did.
just added value to society.
There we go. You're welcome.
So, before this podcast, you're like, Anthony, one rule. What was that rule, Lydia?
I don't know, you tell me, Anthony.
I can tell you by just going against the rule.
Please don't.
So tell me the rule.
One rule.
Because I've got so many words that just come to mind.
Yeah. One rule is no profanities.
Is that just because you're mindful as a mother? Like, oh, my children might listen back to this.
Maybe one day, that's right. Maybe when they're 20 and going back. Actually, it's funny, we were talking about this, and we're talking about this impact of social media and what we upload and what we put on nowadays about ourselves, and how could that potentially, bite us in the backside later on.
So many people have taken away opportunities for themselves just because of what they share on social media.
Exactly. I mean, nowadays recruiters, really go through your
recently,
Instagram.
Let's look at a recent issue like gay marriage, for instance. If you attach yourself with either yes or no, you're likely to have closed opportunities for yourself.
That's exactly
right.
Yeah, exactly right. Yeah.
So
there's a difference between having beliefs and then imposing those beliefs on other people. So everyone is very welcome to their own beliefs, but once you start imposing your beliefs on other people, that's when, then you've opened up a gate, floodgates for yourself. So everyone's entitled to have different beliefs, but it's about what you say to people that makes an impact on your own, on you as a person.
Yeah, I feel that it's just important to be very, very mindful about what you share on any social media platform.
Yeah.
Anything that you put on the internet, it's just a bunch of numbers, and it's there forever, and people can access it. And if your IP address is linked to that, who knows what the future's capable of.
That's exactly right. And it's a very scary future if you're not mindful from now.
And if you want to be anything of any stature in the future, anything can come and bite you on the ass.
That's true. Yeah, that's exactly right.
What's your philosophy with your children on social media and using their phones and using the internet?
Well, my eldest is 2, so not much.
Well, 2 years from now, she's going to be on this.
That's scary, but yes, that's true.
And I think in 5 years' time, children will be using Facebook at the age of 8. Because it's just going to become a norm.
Oh, I mean, when you give a kid a mobile phone, they already can go through. She knows how to get to the camera already. So it shows how many selfies we take. That's a problem. But
that's your problem.
That's our problem.
You've got to solve that on your
own. Look, we try and keep all of that to a minimum because we know eventually she'll pick it up in no time. So, sometimes it's good to just go down to the basics, read a good book, play with some Play-Doh, go out on the swing and kick a ball. And even though she's not the greatest in terms of kicking a ball or running around, but she's...
Spatial awareness, she'll just learn it.
We're still working on that one. But she loves a good book. She loves to sit down and just talk to us. She talks
how important it's reading.
Oh, it's very important.
And you've got to pretend you're interested in everything that she has to say.
And you have to be
that has
so
no
animated.
Relevance on anything.
That's right. You have to be so animated and so excited all the time. And look, it can be exhausting, but you have to. Yeah, it's exhausting. Yeah. But it's fun. It's lots of fun. And it's so amazing watching kids grow and absorb things. The simplest things that we'd say in conversations, and she'll pick up, and it's like, wow, how did you learn to say that? The other day she said to her little brother, "How's it going, brother?" And I I was like, what?
Yeah,
did
where'd
you
you get
just
that
say?
from? Like, where'd you put that together?
So it's amazing what they absorb, what they learn, what they're capable of connecting, and I think we really underestimate their capacity.